Okay, so we have a break to the upside, so we reverse our posture to bullish, and once we do that, the first thing that we do is we confirm that there's been a break, which there has. It's clean. We mark the lowest point in that downward sloping line, which is here. We make that our horizontal, we make that point 1 and also our horizontal stop. I'm just going to mark that up real quick. Okay, so I've marked point 1 over here, and there's our horizontal stop. Now we wait to see whether price action bounces up from this point to that level, or do we get stopped out here. Let's see what happens. We move along. First of all, I'm going to move my marker to the correct level and move along. And it looks like we reach our threshold somewhere over here. Okay, so that gives us permission to draw an upward trend line. That was originally the mark, but I'm just going to... So it looks like we get permission to draw here. Okay. So from these 2 points, from point 1 to this point, we take the joint point 1 to the outermost. There's our line. I'll get it right. There it goes. There. And we can do away with the stop. That becomes our exit signal and reversal. So let me draw the lines. Okay, so there's the line. It's point 2. Now we look for a permission to redraw or a break, whichever comes first. And let's see what happens. It doesn't look like we get a redraw. It looks like price does not really go, so it looks like we're going to have a break. So I'm going to just, extend the line and then zoom in and see if we get a clean break, or if we have to redraw because we don't get a clean break, which is an area where it's quite delicate. As you know, we spent some time on that today, and there it is. Okay, so there's the break area. I'm going to zoom in, and now the first thing, just broadly speaking, whenever we have a situation like where it's not being redrawn because of the ATR threshold being met, and rather we're redrawing because of activity like this, meaning not a clean break, it's not like there's a lower close, what's going to happen is that we're going to pivot the break around point 1. We're not going to adjust. We're only going to adjust point 2. We're not going to change point 1. So I'm going to look to the rules, and the rules are saying that price breaks below the current trend line without causing a defined break, and a defined break is a close below the trend line and a subsequent bar's close below that close. So here we have, zoom in further, here we have no close. Well, there's the first one, so we can redraw there. Then we have first, there's no close, so we can redraw. I'm going to zoom in more. There's no close there either, so we can redraw. Now note that we can only redraw once the bar has finished, so we know where it closes. Okay, so again here, that bar closes, we redraw. And again, whenever we redraw in terms of rule 6A2, an undefined break, we're only moving point 2. And redraw here, and even there. So here's the first time we have a close below the trend line, and for 1, 2, 3 bars we have the same close level, and then finally on the 4th bar we have a close below. That is our signal, our clean defined break, permission to exit the trade and switch to bearish after redrawing that line probably 5 or 6 times. And again, the redraw of that line was different to a ATR permission to redraw threshold, where we move points 1 and 2. In this case, we only move point number 2 and keep point 1 the same.